Little buddy. Yay. Hey. Yeah. Hey. Where? Okay. Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Dropshipping Made Simple, and today we're gonna talk about how to make a living from dropshipping. So the first episode was basically about what skills or what items do you need to run a dropshipping store. The second one was what do you actually need to know about dropshipping, how does it work? And now the third episode I want to talk about how can you actually make a living from dropshipping. It's fairly simple because the only things you need is a store, products, and a way to get customers to your store so that you can make sales. And once you make sales, that's when you can start doing the calculations. Like, what exactly is my profit? How much revenue have I generated every week? What is it costing me to do my advertising? What are the other costs of my business? So now today I want to talk about all of that and how you actually can make a living from dropshipping. So with dropshipping, of course, there are many different kinds of variations on how people dropship. Some do low ticket items, some do high ticket items, some do other things in between. Some do dropshipping through Amazon FBA or eBay, or maybe they have their own site instead of a Shopify store or a ClickFunnels funnel. But all in all, it all depends on how much revenue you generate each and every day. And the way you generate revenue is by getting customers that are buying your products. So let's take, for example, this. You have a store and you're selling low ticket products. Let's say per sale you're making $10. You're making $10 a sale. So how much money do you usually need to make each and every month to actually support yourself? So most wages every month come around a few $1,000s a month. So let's say you make at least $100 a day. That means $10 per sale. That means that you need to make about 10 sales. So because 10 times 10 is 100. 100 a day. That isn't a lot compared to what you need to do for your job. Let's say you work about 8 hours normally every single workday for your job to earn about maybe 80 to $100 on your wage. You're working a full-time job, you have your degree, and you make about 100 to maybe $120 a day from your wage. But with dropshipping, you don't have to do a single thing, because once you have an advertisement running, customers are coming in automatically to your store to buy your products. So instead of working 8 hours a day, you only need to work about 2 hours a day, setting up your product pages, make sure that the products are purchasable from your store, and then launch an advertisement that is attracting customers. So then the only hurdle is actually getting to the 10 sales a day. This is an example of you selling a low ticket item of $10 that's generating you $10 per sale, and then getting 10 sales means $100 in revenue a day. And then what you then need to calculate to make sure that you can afford doing dropshipping full time and make a living out of it is see what is my profit. So a lot of beginner dropshippers and entrepreneurs make a small mistake. Revenue does not equal profit. Profit is what is left after you take all the costs of your business from a day's work off from your revenue. So let's say, for example, every sale costs you $2 on products alone, plus another $2 on getting customers to your store who will actually purchase your product. That means that the total cost of you acquiring a sale is $4. And then to realize how much profit you're making, you need to take your revenue minus the cost equals the amount of profit. $6 a sale on profit. This means ultimately that you get about $60 a day that you can then reinvest into your business, or even spend out to maybe a nice dinner, or maybe buy yourself some groceries, because with the profit you can pretty much do whatever you want, because that is what left from your revenue that you can spend on other things outside of your business. Of course, you need to take into account things like taxes and all of that, but that becomes more of an issue once you get into an actual entrepreneurship and get some sales. So let's keep it simple for today and just calculate with the simple, down to earth, easy to understand numbers, because with taxes it differs from state to state, and that's when it becomes a little bit more complicated. So right now you earn about $6 a sale from your low ticket items, and you are making $60 a day on pure profit that you can spend on something else. So in total, if we look at how much income you have each and every month, you make about $100 times 30 is $3,000 in revenue. But if we do not calculate revenue, but instead the amount of money that you can spend accordingly, that is your profit, then it becomes 60 times 30, which is about $1,800 profit a month. So with $1,800 on profit, that's quite a nice number. Then you can pay your rent, your groceries, maybe the down payment on your car, maybe some extra spendings like going out to eat every week on or go to the movies once every few weeks, and do some other stuff. So with $1,800 a month on profit, you can live quite nicely, in my opinion. But it's not enough to actually live comfortably, because with $1,800 you will be then left with maybe a couple $100 on at the end of the month, after you have paid out all your bills, your rent, your groceries, maybe some new clothes, the down payment on your car, maybe some necessary repair issues that you need to have. Maybe you have an accident with your car, or you need a new bike to get to work, or you need to take the train every single day to work. So that is also some cost that you need to take into account. So $1,800 isn't really living comfortably. But with $1,800 a month, some of you may be able to make a living out of that. And that's only with 10 sales a day. 10 sales is just 10 customers who come to your store and actually buy a low ticket product. So if we take, for example, maybe change this number onto 20, immediately this doubles, and the same is with these numbers. So with 20 different sales we make about $200 times 30. That means already $6,000 in revenue. And the same can be said for in your profits. So then it means 120 times 30 is equal to about $3,600 in profit. So with $3,600 in profit, how comfortable can you live then? That means that you make about, let's see, 3 times 12 is equal to 48,000, and 6 times 12 is equal to 7,200, means that you earn about $55,000 and $55.2 thousand every year. So compare that to your salary from your full-time job that you have right now. Is that enough to replace your full-time job? Then yes, you can make a certain living from dropshipping, and that's only with 20 sales with your low ticket products every single day. 20 sales is nothing that compared to what other stores are doing. If you take a look at the ginormous top of the line web stores that are out there, like Amazon, eBay, even people on Craigslist. Let's say Craigslist gets about a few thousand different transactions every single day on their site alone. That means $20 in compared to the amount of transactions that are being placed on Craigslist alone is pretty much nothing. So with $20, it's a realistic goal that you can achieve. And this is something that I want to talk about here as well, is reality versus expectations. A lot of you guys have probably seen people talk about making $10,000 a day with dropshipping. Those are also realistic, but those people have probably worked months, maybe years, to achieve that goal of making $10,000 a day with sales from dropshipping alone. Everybody starts out somewhere, so realistically you can look at a goal like this, making $20 sales a day on a $10 product and make about $3,600 a month as a realistic goal, as an income that you want to achieve with your dropshipping store to replace your now full-time job. And also look at the realistic side of your current situation. If you are now in a full-time job or a part-time job and you need to spend, you don't have a lot of time to spend on your dropship business, take it slow. Make sure that you do everything properly, because doing it the wrong way may cost you a lot of money. Because even if dropshipping is a low investment business model, you can make mistakes. And with mistakes comes a price, especially with starting out a business. So if you want to achieve the $3,600 a month, you only need about 20 sales a day. And that also depends on what product. Maybe your product isn't just $10 on pure revenue per sale, but maybe your product is $100 revenue per sale. Like I said, this is just a low ticket item, $10 for most people, especially the ones that are looking at online stores and buying online products, maybe from Amazon or other web shops, or maybe from a random Shopify store. It's basically nothing because they can afford it. But in the case of high ticket sales, it quickly becomes a matter of the right targeting, knowing your audience, having the right product. So you are right now asking for $100 for your product from just for a single one of your product, right? So $100 per sale. But if you can pull it off and get 10 sales a day with $100 product, you can quickly do this. Add a zero behind every single one of your revenue, profits, and stuff like that. And that means that you are not making $3,600 a month on profit, but you're quickly making $36,000 on profit. But that's when you are just calculating with the cost of acquiring customers and your product cost. Of course, with a more expensive product here that is costing your customers $100, the product itself will probably have a higher quality, so the product cost will be higher. And acquiring the right customers through your marketing will also require more money to get a purchase. So this is just all more speculation, but it's within expectations, because selling a $10 product with a total cost of making a purchase of $4 is realistic. That means that the actual profits that you make from a single purchase is about 60% of your revenue. That's not including all the other expenses that you may have in your business. So I'm being perfectly transparent here. If you have your own domains, if you are using Shopify, if you are using ClickFunnels, if you are doing Amazon FBA or anything, everywhere there are certain costs, small little expenses involved in your business. Like ClickFunnels, it has a monthly subscription of $97 a month. If I take that into account, then that quickly becomes $3,500. If I look at the, let's say, domain cost, maybe I have a domain that's costing me $5 a month. Get $5 out of your total profits a month. If I look at the amount of money that I need to spend on maybe creating the right advertisements, because maybe I want to expand, maybe I want to scale my advertisements, but some don't work out. Some don't achieve the same results as other advertisements and other ad campaigns that I create on Facebook. Then those costs are also included in my monthly report. That means that those are also retracted from my 3,600 profit. So in a sense, essentially, this is just like the perfect number if we take into account every single bit of cost that we take that we have as a business. Then this profit becomes much smaller. It really depends on how good your ads are performing or how well your brand is known. For example, if you have a well-known brand, maybe you can do all of this without paid advertisements. So you can completely get rid of the $4 here, because the only thing that's costing you a sale is basically the $2 on profit costs. That means that you do not pay anything for advertisements, so the only expenses you have are actually buying the products in for your customers when a purchase is made. That means that your profits are becoming higher and higher, and the actual percentage that you have after every sale is much larger than with paid advertisements and paid traffic. But that also comes with its own set of problems, because building a brand from nothing is really hard work. It really takes dedication, it takes time, it takes effort to get people to notice your brand at least. And then maybe you can show people your products. Maybe you are affiliated with a well-known brand, then it becomes a little bit easier, but stuff like that. So this is all well and nice and well, but essentially when you're starting out with dropshipping, paid advertisements is the simplest way to quickly get customers, quickly get results, and see if you can make sales on your products. And this is all with just a $10 product, right? 3,600 on profit is basically the actual profit from your sales, if we're not including all the other expenses that are out there that are much less than the two main expenses, which are your product cost and marketing costs. So after calculating all of this, can you make a living from dropshipping? In reality, yes, of course. 20 sales a day isn't that hard to achieve. There are a lot of people out there with their Shopify stores or doing Amazon FBA getting 100 sales a day. Like you've seen on maybe Facebook posts and groups, people are posting their results like a new $10,000 day they have achieved on Shopify. Maybe they've achieved a $30,000 day on Amazon FBA. Maybe they have been dropshipping for a month and they have already achieved a $1,000 day on eBay. Something like that is certainly possible. That is also dependent on the luck and the amount of time you can spend into your business. So let's get back to expectations versus reality. Depending on your situation, the amount of time that you can spend on your business also depends on certain factors. How many hours can you spend on your business? Like if you have a full-time job, a 9 to 5, and you're currently making a living out of that, you're paying your rent and your bills through your salary from that, but you want to start dropshipping. How many hours realistically do you have left to continue working on this business? Maybe 1 or 2 hours a day? That's fine. You can take 1 or 2 hours every single day to continue working on your business. Research some things, search for new products, work on some of your product pages, funnels, Shopify store, or maybe you want to learn more about marketing. So you take 2 hours from every single day that you have from your work days to study more about marketing. Read some marketing posts from some of your Facebook groups which you're a part of. Maybe learn more about e-commerce in general to better understand how to attract customers or how to find the right products. And that's how you can develop yourself into an e-commerce entrepreneur. But the ultimate thing is that you need to take action. Be it researching, be it launching your new store, or creating a new advertisements for your product. That's basically what you need to do to actually get those results. So if you want to become an e-commerce entrepreneur, start dropshipping, at least take maybe half an hour or an hour of your time every day to research something or build a advertisement or search for a product that you can sell on your Shopify store. And then essentially once you are certain, once you are basically confident in yourself that you can do this, launch your campaign. Make sure that you can attract customers. Have you done your research? Is the interest that you're targeting through your Facebook ads the right one that's fitting your product? Because that's also something that's you need to consider. Like, do the people that I'm targeting with my Facebook advertisements, the interest that I've targeted, like my product? Do they have an interest in it? Because if not, let's take for example, you are selling a golf club, but you're targeting people who like fishing. Then buying a golf club as one of the guys from your audience or girls doesn't make any sense, because they don't like golf, they like fishing. So is the interest that you're targeting with your product the right one, so that you can more easily see if there's an interest for your product and make some sales? That's all nice here, but essentially when you are willing and confident that you want to start an e-commerce business, make sure that you know how much time you have to spend on your business. Because if you are working full-time and you don't have any time to work on your business right now, maybe keep it aside for a moment till you have a way to make maybe 1 or 2 hours free in every single one of your work days to continue working on your business. Because letting the business stay like that and not touching it even once for a whole week, maybe, depending on what type of job you have or how much time you have left on your free time. Maybe you want to work out at least an hour a day. Maybe you have some personal circumstances which is preventing you from spending more time on your business. Then it becomes harder to achieve this goal of $3,600 on profit. So guys, if you have any questions for me right now regarding dropshipping, regarding anything that I've said here, then feel free to post them into the chat here on the Facebook Live, and I'll be answering them through the comments. Or maybe if I can see already, look at the chat right now, see some questions, I can answer them right now. But what I essentially want to bring you here through this message is that realistically, you can make a living from dropshipping. It's fairly easy as long as you take the time for it. Because if you cannot spend the time to learn, create the advertisements, do the order fulfillment, search for new products to sell, create your Shopify store or ClickFunnels funnel, then essentially you won't make any purchases. And without purchases, you cannot achieve the $3,600 in profit. If you have the time to do it, make sure that you know what you're starting. Like, there are a couple of costs that are involved into this business, but the two main costs are marketing and your product cost. And the actual investment into dropshipping is fairly low, because you only need a little bit of money to spend on your advertisements, because you don't have to spend anything on product cost till you have made a sale with dropshipping. So that's the amazing thing with dropshipping. Money comes in first, and then you need to spend the money. And the little bit of capital that you need to start with gathering customers through your Facebook advertisements, I think $500 to maybe $1,000 for your Facebook advertisements, your marketing budget basically, is enough to at least get to that 10 sales a day mark. And with 10 sales a day, like we've calculated, you can already achieve $1,800 on profit, maybe a little bit less depending on what product you're selling, but it's you're easily capable of making 10 sales a day. And with 10 sales a day, you can at least make about $100 a day, depending on what product you're selling, what price point. Like I said, $10 is a low ticket product. It's basically the lowest point of drop shipping. We can go even lower depending on what the product cost and the marketing cost is, but that all depends on the product. But I think just for this example, $10 is a real good example of a low ticket product, and you can even sell products which are $20, $30, $40, or high ticket products of over $100 to basically set up your store and make some sales. And once you have achieved that, you can easily make profits in the thousands each and every month. So you can pay your rent, your taxes, your groceries, the down payments on your house. Maybe you need to pay for your children's school or college funds, or you have your college debt that you need to pay off, like me in the past. So it's all possible, because 10 sales isn't a lot, like I said. Even for a physical store, if you are, let's start a lemonade stand. You want to sell 10 cups of lemonade a day to make, for this example, $100 a day. Let's say you are selling the most expensive lemonade there is, $10 a cup. It's fairly easy. You can even picture it into your mind how you will sell 10 cups every day. If you stand there on with your stand, advertising your lemonade, waving to the people passing by on the streets, asking them if they want a cup of lemonade, you can easily get 10 cups in a day, maybe even more. So if that's already possible, why isn't it possible to basically create a professional web store, have some products that you can sell from suppliers, maybe from China or from your local suppliers, because I know dropshipping is also possible from suppliers into your local site if you have suppliers available there. But if you look at it that way, it is realistically possible to get at least 10 sales a day, to get there at least $10, $100 on revenue.